between water and our health and happiness.
Most of us know that feeling of calm we get when we're on, in, or just near the water.
So this is what you want if you're in the midst of a stressful week. You just want to hit that big blue reset button and get out here.
Jay Nichols is a marine biologist and conservationist who lives near the central coast of California. He spent much of his professional life trying to protect endangered sea turtles. Now he's exploring the scientific reasons for why humans have such a deep connection with the deep blue.
There are all these cognitive and emotional benefits that we derive every time we spend time by water.
Nichols has dubbed it our blue mind, the mildly meditative state our brains enter when exposed to water.
Did you worry initially that people were going to dismiss you as the guy from California, this is all touchy-feely about how we love water?
I was worried about that, and in fact I think I was dismissed as that guy at first by some people. But once you get into it, you realize that it's chemistry, it's biology, it's physiology. It's deeply personal, but it's also strong science.
The science is still evolving, but Nichols' work is getting plenty of attention. He began hosting Blue Mind seminars that are attracting neurologists and psychologists from around the world. Using brain imaging, they have found that proximity to water floods the brain with feel-good hormones such as dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Levels of the stress hormone cortisol actually drop. Scientists have also discovered that the brain prefers the color blue above all others, and water increases our ability to focus.
When we look at this, it's not just that it's beautiful, we're having some sort of biological reaction to it.
Yeah, our response to water is deep. It's it's human. It's about life and it's about survival.
In fact, our bodies consist of about 60% water, and our brains a whopping 75%.
So when you see water, when you hear water, it triggers a response in your brain that you're in the right place.
Now, from rafting to kayaking to surfing, water therapy is increasingly being used to treat a variety of ailments, including wounded veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
And so is your ultimate hope that we look at the ocean not simply as a beautiful place to visit or a food source, but that it's a public health issue?
Absolutely. I think connecting public health to healthy oceans is critical. It helps you relax, just literally sucks the stress out of your body and out of your mind.
So the next time you gaze into that blue horizon, you'll know that feeling you get really is all in your head. For CBS This Morning, Ben Tracy, Davenport, California.
Having a red mind and having a blue mind. A red mind is someone that has a lot of noise, a lot of clutter, a lot of issues, a lot of confusion that's going on. And a blue mind is somebody that's a little bit more at peace and a little bit more understanding and a little bit more compassionate. So, and that's really, when we talk about the foundation of a healthy heart, why we feel that's important. That's really that whole aspect of between attitude, relationships, and emotions. That's going to make a significant difference between whether or not you're living under a blue mind or living with a red mind. Mindfulness. Here's a whole bunch of words that describe mindfulness. We just really sort of look at a couple of them quickly. Being kind, kindness, being calm, self-compassion, being joyful, well-being, gratitude. We're going to be talking about gratitude in a second. Being creative, but a lot of these all have to do with living with a mindful mind. So, start each day with an attitude of gratitude. Start each day with an attitude of gratitude. That is so important, I think, for all of us to really, when you get up in the morning, again, you're busy, you're always ready to rush, but just take a moment to reflect on whatever gifts you have or whatever is important to you in your life, and be grateful for that. Start the day with that thought so that it really sort of helps you carry that throughout the day. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful, the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. The recommendation is to live with an attitude of gratitude. Research shows that counting your blessings can not only bring one joy, but also improve your physical health. I'd like to talk about the example of Thanksgiving. To me, there's not a better holiday than Thanksgiving, right? Isn't it a great holiday? You get together with family, and it's it is a little stressful, but not like Christmas. And you gather together with family, you have a nice meal together, you share company together. And what happens, it used to begin on that following Friday, and now it's even that night, the craziness of the shopping begins, right? And then all of a sudden, that whole stress that all that enjoyment that you had at Thanksgiving is out the door, because now you're in a stress mode and a panic mode and starting the whole shopping. So research shows that those who count their blessings daily are 25% happier and also spend 30% more time exercising and have fewer health complaints. So the feeling of gratitude triggers the calming part of your nervous system. This is a fellow by the name of Derek O'Neill. Derek O'Neill is an author. He is a lecturer, somebody that I know Alicia knows a lot about. And he has a great book out called Gratitude. I'm going to read one page from it. And do you have an attitude of gratitude? He says. Nearly everyone would agree that gratitude is something we all need to practice. How do we keep a sense of gratitude high in our consciousness? The tendency to compare what we have or don't have to others, along with the challenges we face, can get in the way of meaning of what it is to be grateful. Your attitude is the most important part of gratitude. I'm going to repeat that. Your attitude is the most important part of gratitude. Gratitude has very little to do with what we are grateful for. Rather, it is our attitude toward it. No matter what life serves up at any particular moment, your attitude, if positive, leads to gratitude. A negative attitude will only give you regret and emptiness. Again, Alicia, I'm just gonna, I know you know him very, very well in terms of some of his teachings and writings, and anything you want to add to that?
It's just so funny because I met this guy almost 13 years ago in New York, and he does a lot of really amazing things, but I'm just having a really cool moment. I had no idea you were going to just like pop us a picture up and read from his book. So I'm having one of those moments where I think we're in a time right now where consciousness is shifting. Consciousness meaning our awareness of things. Like even this book, I just think it's so funny that someone, you know, we live on Cape Cod, somebody had to write a book to scientifically prove it's good to be near water. Right? Like it's kind of hysterical. Does that make anybody else laugh? So, but it's also wonderful. It's wonderful because, so the great teaching that I have received from Derek around gratitude is that when anything happens in your life, no matter what, if you can stay mindful enough so that your first response to that event, no matter what it is thank you, everything will expand. And Oprah talks about this. Maya Angelou says the same thing. So no matter what is happening, so like I've had this experience since I received this teaching. Something happens, like you get into a car accident. Could you be that mindful? As soon as you get in the car accident, thank you. First of all, you're still conscious.
Right.
To say thank you.
You're alive.
Right? You know, your spouse leaves you or your partner leaves you. Typically you're not saying thank you, right? But so that's how radical that can become, that level of gratitude. And but it can be even really small, like someone cuts you off in traffic. I practice this all the time. Someone cuts me off in traffic, oh, thank you. Now I get to go slower. And you obviously are in a huge rush. And my whole body relaxes, right? So we are the only ones that are in control of whether we're in our red mind or our blue mind. We'll say that it's about everybody else. We'll say that it's about everything else that's happening. I do it too. I do it all the time. But the truth is, the highest truth is that we are creating it. So I think that's what he's talking about when he says it's attitudes. And to be gentle with yourself, because, we all have days where we're not able to do that. But to just have the awareness, oh, okay, next time. Yeah.
I saw I came across an interesting little video too, that's talking about attitude and gratitude, and the comparison they made was gifts, okay? And what if somebody gave you a gift and you said, you know what, I don't like that. It's not my color, or it's just not my style, and so, I don't like that gift. Well, what do you think's gonna happen? You think the person's gonna give you any more gifts?
No.
But if you get a gift that you really, you say, oh boy, I like this is nice, you're showing appreciation, then you're gonna get other gifts, right? So that's just a little example as to and we all get gifts, we all get so many gifts during the course of the day, that when you recognize those gifts and you express your gratitude, appreciation for them, then you continue to get more in life. Of all the attitudes we can acquire, surely the attitude of gratitude is the most important and by far the most life-changing. That was a quote by Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar is a famous writer. This is by John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them.
Yeah.
Not to utter words, but to live by them. People often report feeling grateful for their bodies, for the ability to see, smell, hear, feel, and love, and as a result, committed to taking better care of themselves. There's a big, healthy, happy circle of gratitude. There's no time like right now, and every day to give thanks for the gift of your life. Today is a gift, that is why it's called the present. I think that's such an important, I remember a good friend of mine used to say that to me quite often. Today is a gift, that is why it's called the present. You cannot breathe deeply and worry at the same time. Breathe, let the worry go, breathe with all the love and intuition in. So we're going to start talking about breathing a little bit. So what do you think, song I'm going to ask you?
We're going to do breathe in, breathe out, dude? Is
Yeah.
that- I'm like the live DJ over here. Yeah, sure, if you want. I mean, where are we at in our journey? We're good? Okay. Yeah, so it's also nice when you're getting all this information and there's all these words and to have a little integration time. So music's good for that too. I was also just thinking, so many of my songs have images of water in them. It's very much about water, so I'll have to meet that guy who wrote that book. I breathe in and I breathe out. and strong, like the sun and the moon. I stand up and I fall down, get up again and look around. Practice trust, feel the doubt. I breathe in and I breathe out. I breathe in and I breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 'Cause we are all learning how to be awake and stay in the flow. We are all learning how to be brave, even when we think we don't know. We stand up, we fall down, get up again and look around. Practice trust, feel the doubt. We breathe in and we breathe out. I am you and you are me. We're all birthing a brand new seed. It's okay to take a break, laugh a little while we wait, dance around like a fool, forget everything you learned in school. Open up and feel what's true. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Sort of turn the tables around a little bit and try to give you an opportunity to get some feedback in terms of, we've done this in some of our other programs, where you kind of maybe give us some thoughts in terms of some challenges that you may be facing or dealing with, and some accomplishments that you've achieved. Extraordinary accomplishments are only achieved when we are able to overcome extraordinary challenges. So, challenges, anybody have anything that they want to, they're willing to talk about, that they want to mention? Any challenges that you have that you're facing? You don't have to be that deep a person, but anything else?
Forgiveness,
Forgiveness.
forgiving somebody who really hurt you,
Okay.
very difficult to do.
It is.
It's in every moment, every second of every day
Yeah.
that you try to push it away.
Yep.
Gets better,
Yep.
but
Yep.
that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, we've talked about this often, about forgiveness and how important that is. And the other part of forgiveness is to forget. Right? Because so often we can forgive, but do we forgive for that minute?
Right.
Do we forgive for that day? But we need to forget whatever it was that caused that hurt so that we can move on, okay? And that's we've had a whole segment on this before one of our HOW programs, and one of the things we talk about is it's like you get put into shackles, and you can't get rid of that grip that those shackles have on you until you can really forgive and forget, and then you can sort of move on with your life. So really what ends up happening is you're doing more harm to yourself than what originally may have caused that hurt in the first place, right?
Absolutely,
That's it.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody else? Okay. Barbara?
Throw a couple things in here, because I know that we were talking about earlier, practicing, that if you wanna get healthier, we think, let's go to the gym, and let's work out, and we see the gains. And you don't realize that when you're trying to practice a mindset, that it does take constant practice. And even like attending this tonight, or reading a self-help book, or listening to something inspirational, some YouTube video or something, that it's something that we should be doing every day to keep us in that positive mindset. And one of the things, just to tap into the music piece of it, was that I saw a movie recently from an author, I think her name's Rachel Hollis. The book I'm reading from her is called Girl, Wash Your Face. And it's about like, sometimes you're down, you just gotta get up, wash your face and keep going. And one of her tips was to create a playlist. And it's interesting when you create a playlist of songs that, maybe you need a playlist to relax and decompress, but this she meant to like create that playlist to get you up, to get going. And we all know you put that song on and you start dancing in the little CVS or something like that, You hear it and it makes you move. You gotta find the songs that make you move so you can get up and move.
And Barbara's gonna get ready to go back to school. And this is your, what year at Brownsville High School?
I think it's my 18th.
18th, okay.
We don't wanna say too much because Lenora might be doing some math over there because she was
Okay.
many years ago.
Okay. And Barbara teaches
Health and phys ed.
health
Yeah.
and
So I'm actually taking notes for lesson plans. Thank you.
Okay. What do you see for, what's you talking about challenges? What challenges do you see that teenagers have today?
Well, it's funny because you did bring up the technology piece, and there's a book I started writing a few years ago that I had to put down and think about for a while, but it's called #PutItAway. I promise you'll be okay. I think you can understand what that's about, is getting them to understand that technology is important and useful, but we need to learn how to put it away and be in the moment, still live with it by our side, but not here. And that's definitely a challenge for them, because between that and the fact that technology makes things so easy for them to get information and their minds are going like this, it's hard for them to sit and be still and be present in the moment. That's a huge, huge challenge. And to be honest, I don't think education is really helping. We're throwing videos at them and computers and laptops, or they're testing on laptops now. It's hard. It's that when you say you're frustrated with teenagers, I think we're creating them. I don't think it's them. It's we are creating them. Society's creating them.
And we had at our last month's we had a speaker from Karma Choice, and that Karma Choice has been getting into the grammar schools and trying to teach children how to be more calm and mindful. So, it's a challenge. Go ahead.
I wanted, rather than a challenge, I just wanted to share a joy. We have moved to the Cape this year. We were married here 46 years ago and have been all around with the Air Force and able to come here, retire and move here. And our daughter and granddaughter are here for an extended visit from London due to a visa issue, but a frustrating bureaucracy, but good for us. The granddaughter's 4 and she's a singer. And her nursery school, or I guess it's a Montessori school, but they sing many of the lessons. And one of our more humorous family stories about her, when she was even younger and still taking naps, and her mom would want her to get, be quiet, and she'd shut the door and she'd hear her up there singing to herself, singing herself to sleep. And Kay would say, "Libby, you have to be quiet. You need to take a rest." And Libby, this 2-year-old, would say, "Mommy, I need to sing." It's really fun, and it's great for us to be around her because she responds to music and she brings so much music into our life and sings to her toys. But I need to sing.
That's right.
She's
a
barely
prophet.
talk.
She's gonna lead us out of the dark.
That's great. That was gonna be next. We talk about some accomplishments, and like we say, take time to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. And I think sometimes we have a tendency to, we're looking for something big to happen. We don't recognize some of the small other things that are so important to us. So, anybody have any other thing that they want to talk about? accomplishments that they've had recently? Okay. All right.
Well, one of the things I just wanna say, David, it's just like a personal accomplishment from the point of view of these practices of mindfulness really are great to do when you're feeling really good and everything's going great. Because when you have a difficult situation like we all do, you can draw on the tool. It's like people that exercise, you know, and that, I've seen that in my life. That because I've spent a lot of time developing these practices, and then an event will happen and I use the tool. You know, and you use that tool, and so even if you maybe your mind is a little redder than you would like it to be, you still have that, at least that 20 minutes, or right when you wake up, you're still saying thank you, even though you're facing a lot. So just that, to remember to be, that sometimes accomplishments can be very small in a day of feeling a lot of challenges, and that's awesome. Because if you even have that awareness, that's awesome. So, you know, just pat yourself on the back for even those little moments of accomplishment.
Good. Anyone else?
Well, just being with my sister, you know,
Yeah.
sharing accomplishments together.
Great,
So
great,
they may be small things, but they felt big to me.
yeah, yeah,
Got 3 big things done.
that's great. Good.
It's a little accomplishment. I went today to get my new driver's license, the real ID license.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I feel like I accomplished something.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little more.
You failed?
I took a photocopy of something, then they don't accept it.
Oh, wow.
A photocopy of a bill from the
Yeah,
electric company.
yeah.
No, we don't want to
But
photostat.
if you get them electronically, what do you do?
Yeah.
That's what I was
You
wondering.
want to argue with the government?
And that was at the registry in South Yarmouth?
Well, she went to AAA.
I went to
Oh,
AAA.
Triple A.
Yeah, you can go on
I had to
AAA.
wait 2 hours.
We had to wait 2 hours and I didn't get mine, so I have to
But
now
I got
either
accomplished
go
something.
back
I'm
or go
grateful
to try to register.
and appreciate it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's like anything today, nothing is easy, right?
No.
Anything is just, they make it more complicated and more difficult.
And so
I
often they
got
don't
a
give you all
copy
the
of my marriage
information.
license to prove
Yeah.
who I am.
Right.
Because my passport expired and I didn't renew it, and I had a birth certificate, but that's the
That's
name that my
made.
name is now,
Yeah.
so I had to go send away, and I only had a religious marriage certificate, I didn't have
And
one
they don't
from the
accept
town
it.
who we were married,
Really?
and they wouldn't accept
Don't
that,
accept
that would be from the
religious.
town.
Okay.
So it was a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
That is a challenge,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I
my
started that
goodness.
process.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I have to meet that challenge again.
Yeah. I got one more video to show before we kind of do a little quiet reflection, but this is a video that we have used quite often. And it's really all on gratitude, and it's very, very well done. You can find this on YouTube. It's called Gratitude by Louis
Schwartzberg.
Schwartzberg, yeah, his name's up here, so. Awesome.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day, it's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, it's unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that it is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world, flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there's electric light. You turn a faucet and there's warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you, that everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
You say that's available on
YouTube.
YouTube?
Gratitude by Louis Schwartz. Okay, so we're going to conclude the evening with just a little bit of a quiet meditation on gratitude. And so, as we should be doing this. Like she said, we're not gonna make you stand in your head. Okay. So don't worry about that. Okay. But what I'm just gonna ask you to do is just sit, and as Alicia had mentioned before, feet on the ground, and maybe hands on your legs. And if you feel comfortable with, you can just close your eyes. Alicia's gonna play a little bit of background music. She didn't know that. And first begin by taking some deep breaths, slowly. 5 deep breaths in. 1. And out. 2. 3. 4. And 5. First, I'm going to ask you to reflect on the Mother Nature gratitude that you have. Living here in Cape Cod, it's very easy, I think, to find, what's your favorite beach, what's your favorite place to be at, to maybe take a walk. Think about those Mother Nature spots that you feel grateful for here in Cape Cod. Maybe it's someplace where you go to see the sunset. Slowly breathe in, and slowly breathe out. Next, reflect on a non-family person that has been important to you. Maybe it's a special friend, maybe it's a neighbor. Think of 1 or 2 of those special moments that you have shared with this important person in your life. Again, slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. Think of being grateful for having that special person in your life. And now, think of a family member. Special moments that you've had with maybe 1 or 2 or several of your family members. Maybe it's as recent as this past weekend, where you had visitors and company. And again, just slowly breathe in and breathe out. And think of those moments that you were grateful for. I know my wife and I had that this weekend up in New Hampshire with our grandchildren and daughters. Think of those special moments with family members that you're grateful for. And then think of yourself. This is usually always the most challenging, because we have a tendency to be so critical and so hard on ourselves. Think of those special qualities that you have, that you feel you bring to this world, that you're grateful for. Breathe in and breathe out. Thank you for being here with us this evening, Alicia and myself. And we wish you well the rest of the summer. And hopefully that we see you in the fall. We're going to be having a series starting in September, October, and November. If you look on the front cover, the dates are correct. On the back cover or inside page, I think we had the September date wrong. So, and we're going to have a whole little series on mindful that relates to movement, mindful that relates to nutrition, and mindful as it relates to attitude, relationships, and emotions. If you can attend all 3 programs, that's great, but don't feel that you need to do that, because each one's gonna be kind of special and unique on its own. Okay? Tom, now, was here earlier, he made smoothies. There's still a couple more left back there, so if you wanna, like at Dunkin' Donuts, take one for the road, feel free to do that. We do offer continuing educational credits through the National Wellness Institute, so if anybody needs those, like Barbara Gleason, we were able to offer those. And we have a disclaimer on the back, we're not, I'm not a doctor. If there's anything that we spoke about this evening that you feel you need to discuss further with somebody such as a doctor, then that's all well and good. So if anybody's interested in volunteering with us, we're a nonprofit, and we always are looking for some additional help somewhere to do some little tasks that are needed to put this program on. So, other than that, any final questions, any final comments, any final thoughts? And if not, Alicia, do you have one other final song?
Sure.
Maybe some type of
How about a little sing-along?
sing-along.
From,
Perfect.
Gurus, Lennon and McCartney. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Night is cloud. Is that right? No. Oh, I've completely forgotten the words. I know the second verse. Though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. 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 There will be an answer, let it be. I woke up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking the words of wisdom, let it be. Sorry, we're fetching it. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Wisdom, words of wisdom, let it be. 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 There will be an answer, let it be.
That's the first time I had a different viewpoint of the song. I always thought it was, let it happen, let it be, but it
Yeah.
all says, just let it be and
Yeah.
let go of it.
Let it go.
Amen.
Never,
Let it go.
never heard that.
Awesome.
Awesome. For those who are joining us maybe for the first time and not on our mailing list, if you would be so kind to fill out a form, I'll have it up here, and we'll add you to our mailing list. And also, Alicia does have some CDs for sale out here, and I think that will do it for the evening. Again, thank you so much for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed the night, and hopefully we'll see you in September. I've got one other request. It's kind of a homework assignment, okay? This weekend's supposed to be a nice weather weekend, okay? My suggestion is this: go to the beach, okay? Take a chair with you, and just sit, put your feet on the ground, and just let it be, right? Just let it be. let it
Don't say you're too busy.
be. Yeah, just let it be, and just let your mind become
Blue.
a
Use
blue
blue mind.
mind. So,
Okay, sounds
sure
good.
can.
Thanks, Grace.
Thank you. You're welcome, thank you.